Hey guys, it's Carla from the Paper Trail. Thank you for being here. Today I'm going to make over some little pumpkins that I found at a thrift store. They started out not looking too great. So I'm taking the stems off and just painting the stems and letting them dry. So I'm going to set those aside. There's a lot of glitter on them and little designs and stuff that I don't like. But they're just little styrofoam pumpkins, so they were very inexpensive. So I thought they'd make a good makeover. So I'm just taking book pages and I'm tearing off the straight edges because I don't like those. And now I'm going to add some color to them. And I'm just using a makeup brush with eyeshadow. And this adds like a very soft color versus painting them. So if you want to add color to them, which you don't have to, and in fact one of these I'm not coloring the pages, but if you want to add like a subtle color or even a bright color but soft, then the eyeshadow is the way to go. And when you paint over this with the glue, it does not affect the color. So this is a really neat way I've found to color paper. So now I just want to tear them into pieces. This is the one that I didn't put color on. But I'm going to tear all those into pieces and decoupage them onto the pumpkins. So this is just a glue and water mixture. And I'm just going to paint it on and then pick up my pieces and paint them, paint glue on top of them, so that they've got glue under them and on top of them. So when you're picking up another piece and you're layering, make sure that that piece has glue under it. And this is very simple to do. It's a little time consuming if you've got a lot of it, but it's very simple. And you can see right here that the glue is not affecting the color from the eyeshadow. So I just want to make sure that all or most of my pumpkin is covered. There's places where I don't mind some of that orange showing through, so I'm not going to worry about little specks of that. And then occasionally, while it's still wet, just come through with your fingers and smooth things out, because once that paper gets kind of soggy with the glue, it's a lot easier to get the wrinkles out and things like that. Obviously, it's not going to be completely smooth in the end, but this will keep you from having any like raised edges. So on this smaller one, I'm just kind of painting the whole pumpkin with the glue, and then just picking up my paper and rubbing on it with my fingers, which ended up working really well, I thought. So that's another option. But if you're working with a large surface, you can't paint the whole thing and then come back because the glue will start to dry. But this is small enough to do that. And I want to make sure that I get it down into the crease as well, which this pumpkin has more of than the other two. They're a different kind, and they're just more, they have less of those divider sections. So every now and then I add more of the glue because it starts to get kind of tacky, and I want to make sure that there's glue under for each piece. So just here and there, add some more glue. All right, now I want to start on my leaves. So I'm just kind of mixing a green and a red together. The red just kind of tones down the green so that it's not so bright. And so I want it to be kind of, you know, like different colors going on. So just kind of add whatever colors you want your leaves to be. And it needs to be front and back, which the other one wasn't. It didn't have to be front and back, but this does. And now I'm just going to tear leaf shapes. I put the 2 pages together so that I'm tearing 2 at one time. And I just want to tear out some, these may not look like leaf shapes, but once you put them on there, they will. So they're just very abstract leaf shapes. And I'm just tearing 4 of them, which will end up being 8. So I think that will be plenty for my pumpkins. Now I'm just doing this to make my leaves a little stronger. I'm putting the glue on both sides and putting it in the oven for a few minutes. But for one, you wouldn't have to do this at all. You could just leave the paper the way it is. Or also, you don't have to bake them in the oven with the glue. You could just let it dry. But now I'm using my ink, my Distress Oxide ink, to kind of age the edges a little bit. And this kind of finishes them up, makes them more, it makes them look more like leaves to me. Like kind of dying leaves, I guess. And now you can use a pencil for this or a paintbrush or whatever, but I'm just kind of curling the edges of some of the leaves, especially the bigger ones. And then just gluing it on where I'm doing this before I put my stems on so that my stems can go over the leaves and it'll look like the leaves are coming out from under them. So I'm just deciding which leaves go on which pumpkins. It really doesn't matter. I'm putting the 2 larger leaves on the larger pumpkins, but other than that, I'm just kind of playing with it. And now I'm using hot glue to glue my stems on. I want to make sure they're glued on really well. And now this is an optional step. You can come back with your eyeshadow and put more colors in. I think they're perfectly fine the way they are. But if you want to add a little more dimension or a little more color, then this is the way to go. So I'm just kind of brushing this like darker colors into the deeper areas and then lighter colors onto the higher areas. It gives it a little more dimension. But again, this is not something that you would have to do because it looks good with just the paper the way it is. sometimes it's hard to find these eyeshadow palettes, but I ordered this one on Amazon. I have seen them at like Walmart, but it's kind of hard to find the ones that have a lot of colors in them. So I did order this one on Amazon. And I'll try to remember to put that link in the description. So between colors, I'm cleaning my brush so that it's not contaminated when I go to the next color. These teal pumpkins seem to be popular, so I thought I would do one of them that color. And there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, for being here, and hope you guys have a great day, a great week, and God bless you.